in today's video, we will be discussing the reason that you are reliving the same day again and again. Now, guys, tell me if this sounds like you. You wake up every day, and although you try to power through, it's like you're stuck in this weird deja vu. And no matter what burst of motivation you have, no matter how many motivational videos you watch, it's like something is haunting you and keeps dragging you down. And you've started to feel as though things aren't in your control and there's some external force holding you back. Well, guys, I want to show you a painting by Michelangelo, and this is called The Last Judgment. And there's one, I look at this painting every single day, and there's so many parts to it, and I think it tells so many different stories, but there's one that I really want you to focus on, and that's down here towards the bottom. And I genuinely think that life feels like this sometimes. It almost feels like there's just these dark external forces trying to bring us down, trying to hold us down. And there were times in my life where I felt like I had literally zero control over myself. I thought I had control over myself, but then there'll be a lapse of concentration, or I'd do something that I knew I shouldn't have done, or I'd buy something that I knew I shouldn't have bought, or I'd party when I shouldn't have partied, or 101 different things. I'd say I do something, logically I knew I wanted to do it, but it was almost like I had zero control over myself. And there were times where I felt as though there was something within me that simply didn't want me to succeed. It was like, there was this pure version of Iman, and then, who was there maybe 5-10% of the time, but 90-95% of the time, there was something within me that just did not want me to move forward. And there were times where no matter how much progress I made, I simply destroyed all my work and went back to square one. I'd have a couple days where, I was focused and I was moving forward with my business, and I was moving forward with my meditation and the gym and everything. And I would just knock it all down. It was like building up a snowman, and then just as you're about to put the head on, you knock the entire thing down and just blow it up into smithereens. And it felt as though I was part of the Last Judgment. It literally felt as though I was a part of Michelangelo's painting, his vision. This bigger picture. It felt like that was what I was experiencing in my life. And that's why I look at this painting so much. It's a reminder that, no matter how much you try to move up, there will always be something within you trying to hold you back. And we'll get onto this later in the course. There's just guys, I can honestly say I have been around so many entrepreneurs, 5-figure entrepreneurs, 6-figure entrepreneurs, 7-figure entrepreneurs, and even 8-figure entrepreneurs, and hopefully soon 9-figure entrepreneurs. The only difference that I see between them, it's not the tactics, guys. The tactics are so easy to get. To pay for the tactics, to pay to get the tactics, it's really not that hard. To pay someone to coach you on the tactics, it's really not that hard. Guys, and I've mentored through my online programs and through in-person coaching and events. I've mentored close to, and probably by the time you're listening to, over 1,000 people. So I've picked up on a lot of patterns, right? And the one main thing that stands out is it's never got anything to do with the tactics, because the tactics are so easily accessible. It always has something to do with this inner belief system, these limiting beliefs, the structure, the habits that they've set out, what they believe they're worth. And as I said, I always come back to this picture just to remind myself that even if I think I want to succeed, there are definitely still subconscious and deep-rooted limiting beliefs and just these, I would go as far to say as just these demons trying to hold me back. And guys, this isn't as sinister as it sounds. It's not like I walk through every single day and I'm in 2 different worlds and I constantly feel torn, but I'm sure you've experienced it yourself. I'm sure you've experienced it where you have so much resistance. You want to wake up early, and you want to wake up early, and you even, you might even get out of bed, but then it's literally like these demons are holding you back, trying to pull you back to that bed. And I know that you've all experienced it. at least in one facet of your life. And that's why, guys, I'm just so freaking passionate to bring, like, I'm so excited, and this gets me so passionate. You know, I love teaching the tactics. You know, I love it when someone can take one of my programs and in the space of 30 days go from 0 to 45,000 a month in profit, right? Which just happened to me a few weeks ago. I love that. But the thing is, there's so many cases of people that get the tactics, but then they never do anything with it. And it is all got to do with this stuff that we're talking about right here.